Smore is an easy tool to use, and it's a free account. So I already have an account, and this is just the main page. So when I go here, I'm in my flyers, and I can see previous flyers I made. I'm going to open up this one. When you create a new flyer, they give you an option to what your flyer is going to be about. So I just selected class, and even within the different layouts they give you, you have other options to change. So for example, you could change your background, and they give you different pictures to select. So I'm just going to choose one. And then from here you can also change the font. As well as the colors. So this is going to change that background color for your title section. As you can see here, it says save now and save just now. It automatically saves, which is a great tool to use in case you forget to save it. So after everything you either edit or add, it's going to save that automatically for you. So here I have an example, and I'm a math teacher, so I did a math example on real-world percent problems. This is a layout I made that I felt that would be effective to use either if I created to show my students or if my students created on their own. So here for this topic, I put the key terms, so what these questions or these math problems, the key terms that would help students recognize what concepts or to implement into their question to use to solve for what they are being asked to solve for. In this case, will be our ultimate goal will be to find the final cost of items. So my next part I was able to add was a video. So in this case, when I wanted to add a video, it's not showing me the actual video because the video I added is a website. And then after this, I'll show you my preview as to how it will look when others view it. But here, if you look when I highlight, I could easily edit things, just edit titles or the text, just as if I was typing into it. Then you select done. If, for example, I wanted to add a picture or something in between these two things, I could either drag things or I could just click my plus sign and add whatever I wanted to add in there. So for here, also we could see that my some of my keywords are linked, which I'll also show you in the preview how you could link key terms or even titles to bring you to additional web pages. So my next section, I put an example here. So I figured if I was having students create this, I would have them either create their own example or think of an example we did in class and just alter it to make it more of their own. And then here, if you look here, these are clippings from my smartboard. So these what I did here was I added under my example, I added a picture, and you could either do a photo gallery, so it would be 3 pictures in a row, or a big picture, and I selected big photo, and then I uploaded my screenshot from smartboard there. So with these screenshots, I already completed the examples just to show how we can display it. So if students want to create a Smore flyer that creates their own problem and then they solve it to show the full process, this is what it would look like. So I did both parts of the example, part A and part B. And then this part I didn't edit, but I also didn't take out because I just wanted to show you this option, how they have 3 different pictures. I figured this was a good thing to do if students were to create their own example, but they didn't give the answers, but other students have access to view other students' Smore, their flyer. So I figured students can either on the smartboard or on their own, whatever technology device they have, they could solve this problem, and then they could screenshot their work and we could add it to the other students' Smore. So we could have, for example, 3 different students here put their work, and we could either compare answers, see if each student had the same work, what was different, to spark more of a discussion as to what solutions students came to, where there is understanding, where there is misunderstanding. So that's another good tool from this, to have different pictures along with the different titles you could use. In this case, I added another video to show you, If you were to use a link directly from YouTube, like I did for this one, you'll actually see the video appear and you could play it straight from here. And then towards the bottom, I added additional practice. So I have a link that will bring students straight to another PDF or worksheet, whatever it may be. Again, I will show you that in the preview. And then here you could also do an event. So here on the bottom you can see it says add more stuff to your flyer, and we have all different things we could add. So I chose to add an event, and just in this case I did extra help. So I figured out these flyers could also be a good review tool. So if we're reviewing for a test, they could focus in on a specific topic and make a problem based off of that. And they could have this to go back to or view their peer s'mores to practice problems while they're studying either in class or on their own at home. So just I add an event as a reminder for extra help. So you could put the location, your email, the school website, and then there's also a section here for a phone number, which I didn't include. And again, you could put pictures on all these different sections, and if I were to hit this arrow, my picture, I can put it over to the left, or I could take out the picture. But if you just hit those arrows, they give you different layouts within what you chose. So now if I am finished with my flyer, it saves automatically, but I usually just click save anyway, and update page. So now my page will be published for others to view. And then you have the option to print it, preview it, or you could always go back and edit. It's not final. And they show you here, you could see your visitors, how many students or people view your page. So this is a great way to see if students are interacting and if they're actually viewing each other's page, if you give this as a homework assignment or whatnot. So that's a good way to keep track and assess what students or how many students are viewing and practicing on these flyers. So if I were to hit the preview, this will be able to see how students view this. So again, like I said, I've made these links. So if I were to click this link, it's going to open a new tab, and that was what my discount vocabulary. So I had that open to this website, which gives detailed steps onto how to find discount and sale price. So you could put anything in the link. You could put a video in the link that shows you how to do it, or I just put this this page here, and if students were stuck, they could go back to here and look at notes. They could even copy or take a picture of their own notes and put it as a link there. And then again, I just did something different for each one. So it's also, this one is just additional problems that they could practice with. So they'll all open to new tabs. You can even put links in your titles. So again, this study jam, this video did not come up like the YouTube one, but it does give me that link, and it'll just bring me to that page. And then I could play it from there. And again, I have my example. So notice you don't see those 3 pictures because I didn't edit those. I just said that students could use that if they wanted to put in student samples. So in order to show those 3 different pictures with student samples, I would have to actually edit it into my project. So anything you didn't, that the layout already provided for you that you didn't put information into, it's not going to show up when you finalize it. And again, the YouTube video shows from here, so won't open another page, it'll just play from right here. My additional links, again, just click it, it'll bring you to that page, and there I created a worksheet for students to use as additional practice. So they have access to another worksheet that I don't need to post directly on the flyer, but I could give the link. And again, right here, I just put extra help. So you could add anything you want, as much as you want. I put some pictures just to be a little more engaging. But the Smore allows you to create this flyer, and you don't have to cram everything onto the flyer. Again, like I just showed you, the different links. And they even have a tool, back when we were editing, you could enter a form, which I thought of as a great idea to help students exchange ideas. So if I were to add a form through Google Docs, this could be like a survey. So if students were creating this on their own, they could have their peers complete the survey to get feedback on how their flyer was, if the question the example they had the students complete was too easy, too hard, if the flyer wasn't organized well, or if it was. So any useful feedback that could help the students to better future lessons. And again, this I think would be a great study tool, especially since students can view each other's flyers.